When you're in your 20s or 30s, it feels natural to obsess over one number, your salary. But if I could sit across the table from you in 2026 and give you one uncomfortable truth, it would be this: your first boss will shape your life far more than your first paycheck. If you're going to chase something, don't chase a slightly bigger starting offer. Chase the right people. When I talk to young people today, I say some version of this: don't worry too much about starting salaries. Be very careful who you work for, because you will take on the habits of the people around you. Some jobs you should simply avoid. That's not theory. That's my life story. I've had 5 bosses in my life, and I liked every one of them. They were interesting, decent, smart people. I learned from them. I admired them, and in many ways, my life drifted in their direction. Your life will do the same. The people you work with, admire, and call your colleagues will quietly pull you in their direction. If they cut corners, you'll learn to rationalize cutting corners. If they think only in quarters, you'll learn to think in quarters. If they love the game, keep learning and treat people fairly. You'll start to do the same. Who you work for is like the climate of your career. Your salary is just the weather. The weather changes all the time. Climate changes you. The reason your first boss matters so much is simple. Environment beats early pay. When I was young, I didn't chase the highest paying job. I chased the right teacher. I wanted to learn from Ben Graham, the father of value investing. I went to Columbia because he taught there. I took his class. I pestered him. I offered to work for him for free. At first, he turned me down. I kept writing him, visiting him. And a couple of years later, he finally gave me a job. On paper, that wasn't the smartest short-term financial move. I could have gone to some corporate job, earned a higher salary right away, and felt rich for a few years. But by trading early dollars for mentorship, a mental framework, and access to a great mind, I set up the rest of my life. I treated my career the same way I treat investing. I was willing to earn less now to earn far more later. I wanted to get paid in skills, judgment, and relationships, not just in money. I knew that a few years with the right people could compound for decades. The opposite is just as true. A bad boss, a toxic culture, or a company that rewards the wrong things doesn't just make you unhappy today. It damages your future earning power and decision making. If your first environment teaches you to fake numbers instead of face reality, chase optics instead of substance, burn out instead of build skill, then you are wiring your brain to destroy value for yourself and others for years to come. You can recover from a low starting salary. You can't easily recover from 5 formative years under the wrong people. So how should a 20, 30-year-old actually choose jobs in 2026? Think of job offers the way I think about investments. What is my return on learning per year? What is the quality of the management? What is the culture of integrity? Here's what I would do if I were 25 today. First, I'd ask, do I respect the person I'd be reporting to? I'm on record saying it's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction. Apply that to your boss. Are they someone you'd be proud to become more like over the next 5 to 10 years? Do they tell the truth even when it hurts? Do they admit mistakes and keep learning? If the answer is no, I don't care if they're offering 20% more money. That is too high a price to pay for the wrong direction. Second, I'd ask, what am I actually learning here? Don't just look at the title, look at the skill compounding. In 1 year under this boss, will you learn things about customers, numbers, decisions that will make you more valuable anywhere? Or will you just learn how to sit in meetings and respond to emails faster? From Ben Graham, I didn't just learn formulas. I learned how to think about value, margin of safety, and human behavior. Those are skills that paid me for the next 70 years. Third, I'd ask, is this culture ethical and sane? At Berkshire, when we buy companies, we look for managers who are smart, energetic, and have integrity. If they don't have the last one, we prefer they lack the first two. You should think the same way. If you walk into an office and see people afraid to speak honestly, shortcuts being praised, ethics being treated as optional, burnout treated as a badge of honor, you are looking at an environment that will cost you far more than it pays. A good culture is an unpaid dividend that keeps compounding. A bad culture is a tax you'll be paying long after you switch jobs. Let me give you a simple roadmap if you're in your 20s or early 30s right now. Step 1, stop treating your first job like a lottery ticket. Everyone wants the perfect role at the perfect company at the perfect salary. Life doesn't work like that. What you can get is a decent role at a place where you actually admire the people doing work that teaches you something real. If you get those 3, you're already ahead of almost everyone. Step 2, evaluate offers as if they were stocks. When I look at a business, I ask who's running it, How do they treat capital? What's the long-term outlook? When you look at a job, ask, who will I work under day to day? How do they treat people and decisions? What will 10 years in this environment turn me into? If a job offers a bit more money but clearly worse management and learning, you should mark that down as a worse investment. Step 3, understand that early years are for building your earning engine, not just income. In investing, you build an engine, assets that produce cash, and let it run. In your career, your engine is your skills, your reputation, your network of people who trust you. The right bosses and environments make that engine stronger every year. The wrong ones corrode it. From 20 to 30, you're mostly building the engine. From 30 onward, that engine starts to determine how fast your income can grow. If you sell out the engine for a slightly bigger paycheck at 24, you're making the same mistake as an investor who sells a wonderful business just to pick up a few pennies. Step 4, tie it all back to the long game. I've said that life is like a snowball. The important thing is finding wet snow in a really long hill. In money, wet snow is good businesses. In careers, wet snow is good people and good habits. Your first boss and early environment determine what kind of snow you're rolling in. If you pick well, your skills compound. Your judgment improves. Opportunities start to find you, not the other way around. If you pick poorly, you spend years unlearning bad habits. You bounce between jobs trying to fix things from the outside. You feel like you're starting over every few years, even as your age keeps going up. You will not remember your first salary when you're 60. You will absolutely feel the impact of the people you chose to follow or refuse to follow when you were 25. So in 2026, when the world is shouting at you about hot sectors, remote perks, and signing bonuses, remember this: you are not just picking a job. You are picking a direction. Pick bosses and environments where if you wake up 10 years from now behaving more like them, you'll be proud of that. The money will take care of itself if you get that part right.